All right, Trump has been talking about taking over Gaza, clearing it out, and the U.S. owning it. And now he's posted this AI-generated video of Trump Gaza. Watch this.
Donald is coming to set you free, bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels, no more fear. Trump Gaza is finally here. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1.
Could you imagine? I mean, this is. Why did he do this? Why did he do this? I guess he's serious. You know, I guess he really, I mean, this video is kind of stupid because I just want to show you some aspects of this. For one, is that Elon Musk? That's like the AI generated version of Elon Musk. Let me kind of scroll through this a little bit and show you some things that are a little bit weird about this. I mean, first of all, him saying, I mean, it's so offensive to say we're going to take your land. I mean, that's what the Israelis have been doing to the Palestinians, and it's completely unethical, immoral, and wrong. I mean, imagine China coming to America and saying, we're taking your land, and we've decided that we're going to turn it into what we actually prefer. We don't think that you're living well. We don't like the way you're living, and, you know, you have a bad life. So let me see if I can find, look, these people right here, look at this. Those are women with beards. This is how
tunnels, no more fear.
Women with beards. So yeah, okay. And not only that, but this AI video has, I mean, this is the half naked people at the very end. He's got them in a club, you know, money being
golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1.
Oh, where is it? Oh, here it is. I mean, look at this, like a half naked woman.
Feast and dance.
Shaking her ass in a place that is religious. It might not be a religion you like. Maybe you're not into Islam. Maybe you are. But I mean, this is really quite offensive. But that's, I think, the point. The point is the women there cover up because they observe their religion, and their religion is modest, and they need to cover. And so we're going to have it to where money is just flowing out everywhere. Women are half naked and bearded because they're trans. I guess we're going to bring trans women into Gaza. I mean, I don't know what to make of this. Is he just trolling? I mean, obviously this is a fake video. It's AI. It's like not super serious. But at the same time, what's the point of posting this? So you're inflaming Hamas and the Palestinians. They're not going to go anywhere unless you genocide them, which you've been doing and helping Israel do. But is this to troll Hamas to say, look, if you don't comply, we're going to take your land? Is this to troll Israel to say, we're taking it? I know you wanted it for yourself, but we're going to take it, and we're going to make it this kind of international zone that you don't have any control over. It's going to be ours. Like, as if, for one, Trump is not going to rebuild it in his 4 years, so it's unrealistic completely. If he does take the land, then the next president is the one that would start the rebuilding, or the president even after that. I mean, it's going to take forever to get this thing done, and he's not president forever. I don't know what to make of this, except I just don't know what's going on with that guy. I don't know what to make of Trump, honestly, and his reasoning. Is he doing it because he's serious and he just sees Gaza as a possibility to make money and for America to have their own place in the Middle East and we'll just take it from them? Or is he trolling, or is this some sort of a negotiation tactic? I would love to hear from you. Join my locals community and comment in locals. And then at the end of the show, not tonight because we have quite a long show tonight, but tomorrow at the end of the show, I'll be reading off some of your comments. So join my locals, make your comments there on the wall. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to make of Trump with this. So you tell me what you think. All right, another thing that Trump has done is he is talking about selling U.S. citizenship. Here it is.
We're going to be doing something else that's going to be very, very good. We're going to be selling a gold card you have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful. And never been done before or anything like this, but it's something that we're going to be putting out over the next, would you say 2 weeks, Howard? Do you want to say a couple of words about it?
Sure.
Mr. President, are there
Wait a
any
minute.
requirements for that gold
Hang on a
card?
second.
Do you have to invest a certain amount of money in this country in order to qualify for that gold card?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Go
the
ahead.
EB-5 program was really lend some money, but it was full of nonsense, make-believe, and fraud, and it was a way to get a green card that was low priced. So the president said, rather than having this sort of ridiculous EB-5 program, we're going to end the EB-5 program. We're going to replace it with the Trump Gold Card, which is really a green card gold, so they'll be able to pay $5 million to the U.S. government. They'll have to go through vetting, of course. We're going to make sure they're wonderful, world-class global citizens. They can come to America. The president can give them a green card, and they can invest in America, and we can use that money to reduce our deficit. Why do we give out lotteries of green cards? Why do we give out EB-5 for green cards? The president of the United States understands that the right answer is, why don't we eliminate the deficit of the United States of America instead?
The gold card, well, millions, but the gold card will bring in with it people that create jobs, very high-level people. I think companies will pay to get people in. For instance, you today graduate from the Wharton School of Finance or Harvard or Stanford or any college, and nobody knows if you can even go to work for a company. So Apple and all these companies that want to get people to be working for them will be able to buy a card, and for the people that are number one in their class at top schools, I see that as one of the things, but generally speaking, it'll be people with money and people that create jobs, and they won't have to pay any tax on income outside of the United States, which they're not paying right now. They're not citizens, but have to pay if they create jobs in the United States. They'll pay full taxes like everybody else. So you're getting big taxpayers, big job producers, and we'll be able to sell maybe 1 million of these cards, maybe more than that. And if you add up the numbers, they're pretty good. As an example, 1 million cards would be worth $5 trillion. $5 trillion.
Wow.
And if you sell 10 million of the cards, that's a total of $50 trillion. Well, we have 35 trillion in debt. That'd be nice. So we'll see. But it could be great. Maybe it will be fantastic. We have it all worked out from the legal standpoint. It's totally legal to do. Hasn't been done before. It's been done in many different forms. We give them away. Why should we give them away? We shouldn't give them away. And I think it's something very exciting. I think it's potentially just something that we're all very excited about. So it's a gold card. It's somewhat like a green card, but at a higher level of sophistication. It's a road to citizenship for people. And essentially people of wealth or people of great talent, where people of wealth pay for those people of talent to get in, meaning companies will pay for people to get in and to have long-term status in the country. And I think it's something we're very, very happy about. Would you have anything to say about that?
Well, many other countries, by the way, do this, including, of course, your 51st state does that.
And the money's earmarked for deficit reduction?
It may be earmarked for deficit, but it actually could be more money than that. I mean, if you did 10 million, you'd have $15 trillion left over. Generally, it's going to be paid down debt, yes.
Do you need Congress for this? Do you think you need
No, we don't need Congress, no, because we're not doing citizenship, we're doing the card. It's a path to citizenship, a very strong path to citizenship, but we're not doing the citizenship. For that, I'd have to get Congress.
Okay, so really interesting. This is a golden visa or a golden citizenship. There are a few countries who do this. One of the most popular or most well-known is Portugal. Portugal has been doing this for a long time. And if you invest a certain amount of money going into Portugal. So they have a couple of ways to get this kind of golden visa. And that is, you can either buy a piece of property for a certain amount. I think in Portugal, it's like 500,000 euros. Or if you start a company and you hire a certain number of Portuguese people, then they'll give you this golden visa. And it's popular in Portugal. It allows a lot of expats to go in fairly easily. That's why you'll see a lot of Americans that are living in Portugal, because it's fairly easy for them to go and just set up. They can buy a house in Portugal and they're good to go. I think they're limiting it, however, in Portugal. I think they've realized, hey, we have enough and we're kind of done with this, which of course the U.S. could always do. And usually those other countries, I think, and he mentions Canada has one, Spain, Greece, Malta, Ireland. I think they all offer some form of golden visa, and they're usually a lot less expensive than $5 million. So they're wanting to price it out at $5 million for the United States. So the question is whether or not this is a good idea. So the idea is, and what Trump is claiming, for one, I don't think a single business is going to pay $5 million for an employee. On a visa for an employee to come here and work. I mean, I suppose it's possible. That would be very rare. If a company has some really valuable person they're paying a lot of money to, and $5 million is a drop in the bucket. I mean, I suppose that's possible. I don't think that'll be the norm. So who is going to buy these American golden cards, these golden visas or golden citizenships? So the United States is the country with the most millionaires in the world. We have about 20 million or 20 to 22 million millionaires in the country. How is that factored? A lot of that is homeowners that have homes. Like pretty much everybody in California is a millionaire, because all of our houses are worth $1 million, because it's really freaking expensive to live here. And that's just, you live in a shack and it's $1 million in California. So I don't know if that counts, but the United States has the most. China has the second highest number of millionaires. China has 6 million millionaires. France then has 3.1. United Kingdom has 3 million. Japan has 2.8. Germany 2.8. Canada about 2 million. Australia about 2 million. Italy 1.3 million. South Korea 1.2. Then you've got Spain with 1.2, Netherlands 1.1, Switzerland 1 million, India has about 1 million millionaires, Taiwan has also about 1 million millionaires, Singapore, Hong Kong, Brazil, Austria, Mexico. So then you have to think about, so there's all these millionaires in the world. Then you'd have to think about which ones would want to come to the United States over where they're already living. I don't see very many Europeans flooding into the United States under this system, quite frankly. We don't have a lot of Europeans immigrating into the United States in general. So they're just happy where they are. They have, and Europe's a lot cheaper. They live much better in Europe with their millions of dollars than coming over to the United States. So you're not going to see a lot of Europeans. So who are you going to see? You're going to see a lot of Chinese. That's what you're going to see, a lot of Chinese. And you're going to see a lot of Indians. And you're going to see a lot coming from Asia in general, but I would say China, we're going to see a massive influx of people with citizenship coming in from China. That would be, I think, the number one buying market, China and India, but primarily China. So that's interesting. And the question then is, would they really be coming over here to start up businesses and employ people and pay taxes? The golden visas in foreign countries have not quite operated that way. It's just been wealthy people wanting to live in these foreign countries. Maybe they're working, but they're working remotely. So they're not setting up jobs for people in the local markets. They're just people that have a lot of money. They're working kind of these online jobs. Maybe they're traders, they're business owners, they're real estate developers, but they're not interested in starting businesses here in the United States. They're just wealthy individuals, and they're here to spend money, live and spend money. And if they've got this kind of golden visa opportunity, maybe they would do it. Maybe they would start businesses here in the United States. There's a possibility the Chinese would. That's a real possibility. I think a lot of Chinese Okay, so now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to take it back a little bit. I do think the vast majority of the influx will come from China. I also think that the Chinese will start businesses in the United States. Why would they do that? Because they want to be tapped into the U.S. way, the capitalism of the U.S., and they don't want Big Brother China looking over all of their stuff and owning a lot of their stuff ultimately. So if they were citizens of the United States and they set up businesses here, then they would be able to, leave China and set up here. But if they left China, then they would have to probably forfeit their businesses in China. So I don't know if they would actually do that. So you kind of have to think about who is this group that would come over, and are you comfortable with that group coming over and purchasing essentially an American citizenship? Part of me wants to say, oh, this is really un-American, but actually it's quite American. I'm surprised we don't do this. I'm surprised we haven't been doing this for a really long time, because everything else in this country is up for sale. Why not the citizenship? I mean, our politicians are completely up for sale. But then that's the problem, right? Then you're going to get all of these people that they want to persuade American politics. So think about this from a national security point of view. So let's say you're China. You've got all these millionaires. You've got the most next to the United States. And you've seen what Israel's been able to do inside of our U.S. political system. They're able to buy off all of our politicians. So you think, well, that's smart. How has the Israeli lobby been able to do that? Because a lot of Jews are dual citizens. They're citizens of the United States and Israel. And even if they're not citizens of Israel, they know they have honorary citizenship at a snap of a finger for Israel. They're taught from the time that they're born that Israel's their real homeland, to have loyalty and love for Israel. And so they do. So even if they, and Israel, by the way, encourages them to not give up their foreign citizenship. Why is that? Because it's very strategic to have that foreign citizenship. Why is that? Because then you could donate to the political system. And now you're AIPAC and you're American Israel Political Action Committee. So you get away with it because it's Americans who are donating to the political system. So are you ready for that happening with China? Because the Israelis have been able to do it because the second largest Jewish population in the world is here in the United States. And the vast majority of them have a bleeding heart for Israel. And so they donate to the cause, and they're trying to build up their country, and they have this love for Israel. And they do have they have a loyalty to Israel. I mean, they might love this country as well, but they also love the other one. And so now that you've got this strategy that's been tried and true, it's tested, it's known, it works. So are you ready to have China say to their loyal compatriots, hey, we got this plan. You don't have to give up your Chinese citizenship. Go over to the United States, pay the $5 million. We'll even help you. We'll give you the money. We'll throw it in your bank account. Go to America, become a U.S. citizen, start donating to the political, now because you're rich. Obviously, you're really rich. You've got $5 million. So if you want to keep your businesses in China and you want to become an American citizen and have businesses in America, we'll let you do that. We won't even touch your money in America. How about that? We'll make a deal. But we want you to start pumping money into the U.S. political system and influence it the same way the Israelis have. It's a tried and true method. It works. So start donating now that you're an American citizen to all of these American politicians. Are you ready for that? Because that's what Trump is essentially selling. You know, they think it's a good idea, looking at the numbers like, oh, this is brilliant. And when you look at the numbers, it's not bad. I mean, he's right. You sell 1 million of these and you're paying off $5 trillion of the debt. So what do we have in debt? We have like $33 trillion in debt. So you would need, if you sold, let me see, what would you have to sell? 7 million. You'd have to sell about 7 million of these in order to pay off the national debt. Okay, so maybe you're not going to sell 7 million, but you might sell 1 million, and that would put a big chunk into the debt. We let in a little over, maybe we let in 1.1 or 2 million. I think we issue that many visas and green cards. I think we issue that many green cards annually. So yeah, why not sell it, right? I understand the math. I understand why that seems like why that seems reasonable in your mind. But I think if you really think about the effect that this has had, just think about China being able to purchase, or India being able to purchase, or a lot of Turks, from Turkey coming into the country. Same thing. Suddenly they get the citizenship and they're able to influence the country. I think it's worth having a second think about this, and just think about this maybe a little bit. Let me tell you about something that I've now used several times, and it's really been really convenient. The Wellness Company's Medical Emergency Kit. This has been the best thing to have on hand. I take this with me now when I travel. I've used it during the weekends or in the middle of the night when it's tough to get to a doctor. With the Wellness Company's Medical Emergency Kit, you can tackle serious health concerns to avoid hospitalization or until you can see a doctor. This compact blue case is your portable urgent care, stocked with ivermectin, Z-Pak, amoxicillin, and 6 other essential prescription medications right at your fingertips. You can literally order from your couch in minutes. The process is fully digital. Their medical board created a guidebook that outlines common treatments for UTIs, strep throat, bacterial infections, and more. All it takes is just filling out this digital intake form, and within 1 to 2 weeks, your kit arrives at your door. And I'm telling you, this has been really awesome to have on hand. I've used it several times, and I think you will as well, especially if you've got somebody in your family, like maybe your husband or somebody who, or you yourself, because I know most of my audience is actually male. But if you yourself are the type that you don't like to call the doctor when you're feeling sick, or your loved one doesn't call the doctor when they're feeling sick, have this thing on hand. Don't let illness catch you off guard. Order your kit now. All you have to do is head to twc.health/Kim. Use code Kim to save up to $45 off plus free shipping. Once again, twc.health/Kim, code Kim, gets you $45 off and free shipping. Kits are only available to U.S. residents.